Secrets Cap Cana, in many ways, is the very definition of idyllic. The location, and specifically that beach and the scale of it, blew me away. The only major thing going against it is the resort next door, owned by the same company, for around the same price, and it's a little bit better in too many ways to ignore. By the way, did you know that the price that I paid for this specific stay, and any flight or hotel I review, is always listed in the description below? Let me welcome any of you that might be new to the channel. My name is Kevin. I'm here to give you a self-funded and honest look at some of the best, and some of the not so best, airlines and hotels in the world, which I've been bringing to you full-time for the past 4 years. Check out my hundreds of videos, scan the QR code, or click the link in the description to learn more about how I do things. Let's get into the tour. Unlike most of my videos, there really isn't any driving footage to lead into this arrival since I was arriving from the Hyatt Zilara next door. But there's also no walk up to the lobby because if you take a look up there, you'll notice that the lobby is naked at the moment. It was undergoing major renovations while I was here. I didn't get any notification about this in advance, but I've seen online some people did. Either way, it's now reopened, so I'm not going to dwell on it. Besides, of course, showing off the lovely arrival and departure point that we had, and the wedding tent that served as the temporary lobby bar. My check-in actually took place in the Preferred Club, which gives you access to the Preferred Club Lounge, which is tiny, the Preferred Club Pool, and the Rosewater Restaurant. But you're here for views like this anyway, so let's just get into the meat and potatoes of the review. Secrets Cap Cana opened in November of 2016 and was at the time owned by Apple Leisure Group, the same owner as other brands such as Dreams and Breathless Resorts. Hyatt bought the group in 2021, and now Secrets is one of their adults-only all-inclusive brands, one of many. Secrets, it would seem, is being spun as a more romantic adults-only option versus the, less romantic Hyatt Zilara. In my experience, the biggest difference was the crowd and the food. The resort has 457 rooms, suites, and villas, and truly has one of the more interesting layouts that I've seen in a while. Housing rooms in small blocks spread across the property is nothing new, but here it just feels like there's no dead space. It feels organic. There's no weird corner that never gets sun, no areas which clearly aren't first rate. All facilities are just really well integrated. I give the designers a lot of credit for that. The resort has 2 primary pools. The one that we're looking at now is the larger of the 2, much larger, and is open for all guests. The other one is just for Preferred Club, but in reality, no one was actually checking anything. Here, around the larger pool, were a bunch of venues including a swim-up bar, a regular bar, and the Barefoot Grill, which served up casual lunch fare. You know, one of my deep loves in life are spotlessly clean lounger cushions, so this place had me falling pretty hard pretty quickly. I mean, they're white. I'll let you have a bit of a walk around before we take a look at where we are. Resort stays like this truly would not be possible without your support on Patreon. Hotel videos and flight videos simply make money on YouTube in very different ways. So if you appreciate these kinds of unsponsored videos, please consider checking out my Patreon page. You can also help the channel continue to grow by liking the video and subscribing to the channel, or joining my YouTube channel memberships. Whatever you do, thanks for doing it. Punta Cana is on the far east coast of the Dominican Republic. Cap Cana is the most exclusive enclave in the area, a gated community of sorts, and one with enough natural beauty to deserve the designation. Here you can see the resort, with Hyatt Ziva and Zilara just below it. Now, funny thing about this image is the beach. The beach is so large that it almost makes the resort look small. As you'll very soon see, this is one of the, if not the largest beach that I've ever seen for a single resort. In total, Secrets has over 30,000 square meters or 324,000 square feet of sand. None of us know how big that is though, right? So let me put this in easier terms for everyone to understand. The beach is as large as a FIFA standard soccer or football pitch. Oh wait, no, I got that wrong. I meant it's as large as 4¼ football fields. 4¼ football fields for 457 rooms. Those are numbers that are speaking my language. This is Juanillo Beach, and over the next couple of minutes, as we tour this beach and all it has to offer, please just know that none of these clips are repeated in clever ways to show the same space more than once. I did my best to make sure I'm not continuously showing the same areas. If you like sun, if you like shade, if you like umbrellas or trees or a bar in the middle of the beach or a hammock or powder fine bright white sand, then this is the beach for you. Now, keep in mind that this is the exact same beach as Hyatt Zilara and Ziva, but this one is simply larger on a per room basis and has more personality with the variety of trees and plants. With its 34,000 square meters of beach and sand, the combined Hyatt properties give each of their 700 rooms around 49 square meters of space. That's a decent-sized studio apartment. At Secrets, it's 66 square meters, or a decent-sized one-bedroom apartment. Do these numbers matter? No, not at all. But sometimes cameras just don't do locales justice, so I figured the numbers would help two of you. At first glance, a lot of these swim-up rooms or villas may not seem all of that private, but since everything is so spread out, they really are great options. There's not that many people that are going to be walking in front of you. Of course, depending on where your room is. Like many beaches in the Caribbean Sea or Gulf of Mexico, seaweed can at times be a problem, but it was clearly taken care of on a daily basis here. Beachside near the primary pool, there's another bar. So that's one bar on each side of this pool, plus the swim-up bar, plus the bar in the middle of the beach. You won't be thirsty. One of the restaurants open for lunch and dinner is Seaside Grill, which also shares space, kinda, with Oceana, which is just open for dinner. As with my last review, I'm not going to post menus because there are simply too many of them, and it's very easy to access them on your own. Simply download the Hyatt Inclusive Collection app on your phone with the icon that you see here. It's not the standard Hyatt app, and then you can access any of the Secrets resorts and see every restaurant and menu, maps, activity calendars, and a lot more. Now we're on the north side of the resort. This is the Preferred Club area, with Rosewater, the Preferred Club restaurant, in the middle. I had access to the Preferred Club due to Hyatt Globalist status. Globalists beware, kind of. Access to the club could very well be the only benefit you have while here. Not that it's a bad thing, but just saying, don't expect best available room upgrades. Even the cheapest rooms are considered junior suites, and all rooms from pool view and higher even have the "this is a standard suite" line written into the room description. Let me talk a bit about crowds for a moment. This is not meant to offend. Please, it's not. Don't come at me. But my eyes told me that the crowd here skews a bit older than Zilara, and perhaps more suburban. Suburban is not a bad thing, I'm just saying what I saw. I had lunch at Rosewater, and frankly, it was wholly disappointing. I started off with the chilled melon soup with ham. I mean, it was certainly chilled, it was certainly melon, and that micro dusting of bacon bits, I guess that's ham, but it wasn't more than that. I did honestly think that they just blended up cantaloupe with 0 additions or seasoning. 2 out of 10. For the main dish, and yes, this was written as a main course, I had the caramelized scallops with roasted red pepper and creamy avocado. Let's move past the artwork and just focus on the scallops, which were overcooked and were almost crunchy, like way overcooked prawns. Another 2 out of 10. Not a great start on the food front. Let's get back on a more positive track and go visit my room. I booked the Standard King room, Standard Junior Suite, and was upgraded to the Preferred Club Pool View Junior Suite. They are obviously very fast and loose with the suite terminology, but that seems to be the trend du jour. The room itself, though, I did really like. I thought it was a nice balance of form and function. I'll give you a look around as I put up the extra bits. The minibar is of course inclusive and restocked once a day. Let me talk a bit about service. It wasn't what I was expecting. The exception to this were the staff inside the Preferred Club lounge and my server at dinner. Everyone else was either, ironically, in a rush or couldn't be bothered. My butler, as you may have while staying here, for example. When he was bringing me to my room and showing me around, he was speaking so fast that he would ask questions and he would start speaking again before I finished the answer. I can understand they might have a steep workload, but I can assure you, most guests would rather just see themselves to their room than feel like you're taking up someone's precious time. The other side of the spectrum, where most service staff fell short, was just a lot of immaturity, both in actions, like screaming across the pool to one another, for example, and in experience, not understanding how to keep track of guests at a not-so-busy bar, for example. If this was a $300 per night resort, nearly none of those comments would apply. but I paid around $500, and depending on the season, you can easily see standard rooms here for $1,000 a night. They need to be better with service. The bathrooms were a nice size with some Ian Schrager vibes and featured Le Labo products, which were much appreciated. Last but not least, the balcony overlooking the pool with just a smidge of ocean view. Considering this is a resort geared towards romance, I do think the dividers between the balconies could be a little bit more private. Okay, let's go check out some of the options for dinner. Many of the a la carte restaurants are in a row at the base of the lobby area. First up, we have El Patio, where you'll find the Mexican fare. Portofino has you covered if you're looking for Italian. Himitsu is your choice for teppanyaki. And last up, we have Bordeaux, which is their French restaurant and where I had dinner. The service was very good, perhaps a bit over the top, but very good. I started out with the onion soup. It was a bit disappointing. When I have French onion soup, I want my mouth to be burnt for days. In this case, it was a crouton broiled with cheese separately, placed on top of that hot onion soup. 5 out of 10. For the main dish, they fully redeemed themselves with the confit beef rib, served with mushroom and onion tempura risotto. Tempura covered in sauce kind of defeats the purpose, but otherwise, this was as rich and flavorful as you could possibly expect. I just wish there was a little bit more of it. 9 out of 10. Last up, the chocolate fondant, simply because the dessert menu was surprisingly pretty basic. It was okay, but nothing over the top. And the lumpy creme anglaise wasn't too appealing. 6 out of 10. Sorry, sunlight, I know, but I just wanted to be able to show you the theater before any of the shows. The next morning, I headed to Coco Cafe as I was waiting for the Market Cafe to open for breakfast. This is the temporary location of Coco Cafe. Now again, it's in the lobby as it should be. Market Cafe was a nice venue with a nice selection on offer as well. Their fruit selection in particular was fantastic. I've never seen passion fruit, sugarcane, and granadillo all in the same buffet before. Bravo for keeping it local. I also like that they devoted an entire corner of the buffet to that leg. The selection of hot dishes on offer was almost endless, and I love how many local dishes they had as well. I just wish things were actually hot. I think the quality in the spread on offer is a 7, but the fact that much of it wasn't heated properly means we're going to settle for a 6. I should mention that I tried to visit the gym a couple of times, which is just around the corner from my room, but it was always busy. Overall, this is a stunning resort, and if it wasn't all-inclusive, for a lower price of course, I would likely have scored it higher. But food is such an important piece of the puzzle when choosing the correct all-inclusive resort. Online, there are endless forums and articles about which to choose, Secrets or Zilara, when visiting Cap Cana. After reading all of those, there was really no definitive answer, and that's why I decided to visit both. The styles of the two resorts are very different. Zilara is more modern, Secrets is more hacienda. I like both with a slight edge towards Secrets, for its fantastic layout. Secrets also takes the cake for the beach, just for the scale of it. But fact of the matter is, Zilara is just next door, and still has a massive chunk of the beach to themselves. So let's say for design and locale, Secrets has the edge. The breakfast buffets at both were comparable. But when it comes to lunch and dinner venues and service, Zilara wins hands down. So overall, Zilara would be my choice, but I can definitely see why someone would still choose and have a great time at Secrets after watching both of these videos. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this resort tour today. If you did, please be sure to click that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on my weekly resort and flight videos. I'll see you next time for what is probably the most surprising flight of the year on Iberia. As always, thanks for watching until the end.